Gamers and gamerettes, another one bites the digital dust. Another MMO falls before it even gets to lag in a crowded server. Fantastic Pixel Castle, a studio born from the dreams of a man who helped design the very DNA of World of Warcraft and League of Legends, has officially announced it's closing down before its debut game, Ghost, could ever haunt your screens. Yep, you heard that right. A game literally called Ghost became one.
Irony level Japanese RPG plot twist.
The studio's founder, Greg Street, aka Ghostcrawler, you cannot make this up honestly, has confirmed that the castle has officially crumbled. Not with a massive scandal, not with a dramatic company war, but with a quiet post on LinkedIn, the modern day version of sending a message in a bottle. And here's the thing guys, this wasn't just supposed to be another cash grab MMO, this was supposed to be the one. A project helmed by a veteran who helped define two of the most successful multiplayer games in history. But unfortunately, as we've seen far too many times lately, passion projects cannot survive on dreams alone. So today guys, we're diving into how this MMO never even had a chance to go live, why even the most promising studios can vanish overnight, and why sometimes it feels like the MMO genre is slowly logging off, one heartbreak at a time.
Rest in peace, New World.
Let's start with the legend himself, Greg Street. If you've ever touched World of Warcraft in its golden age or screamed at a League of Legends patch note, then yes, you've been haunted by his freaking work. Street was Blizzard's lead systems designer, the guy responsible for making classes feel unique, and sometimes for making you rage quit a raid because
the patch ruined your build.
Then he moved to Riot Games, becoming a key figure in League's gameplay design and later the executive producer of Riot's secretive MMO project. Basically guys, Greg Street has been to MMOs what caffeine is to gamers.
Essential and slightly destructive.
In 2023, he decided to take his experience and his love for player-driven worlds to create something new, Fantastic Pixel Castle. Think of it as the Justice League of MMO veterans, except instead of saving the world, they were trying to save a dying genre. The studio's goal was ambitious, to build a fantasy MMO codenamed Ghost that focused on player choice, collaborative storytelling, and deep community interaction. You know, the dream that every MMO developer swears will be different this time, the good old saying, return to what MMOs were supposed to be. Street promised transparency, community updates, and a design philosophy built around fun, not freaking FOMO. The team they weren't just a bunch of newcomers guys, mind you. These were seasoned developers from Blizzard, Riot, and beyond. They just wanted to avoid the corporate nonsense, the publisher meddling, the over-promising trailers with zero freaking gameplay. You know, the usual MMO heartbreak cycle. And to their credit guys, Fantastic Pixel Castle didn't fall into the usual hype trap. They didn't release flashy trailers or make wild promises. Instead, they built quietly, communicating through Discord, live streams, and candid posts about development challenges. For once, it felt refreshing, guys. It felt like a game being built with the community, not just marketed to them. Unfortunately though, good intentions don't pay server bills. While Ghost was shaping up to be an ambitious and honestly beautifully idealistic project, the reality was harsh. MMOs are the black holes of game development. They take endless funding, massive infrastructure, and years, decades sometimes, before anything playable even freaking exists. Unfortunately guys, indie studios don't have that kind of runway. Ghost was still in its early stages, and while concept art and design documents looked promising, it didn't have a publisher, meaning no steady flow of money to keep the lights on. And then the final blow came. On November 17th, Fantastic Pixel Castle is officially shutting its doors. The reason? The studio's primary funding partner, NetEase, pulled out, leaving the project stranded mid-air with no freaking parachute. Greg Street, in his usual transparent and heartbreakingly humble way, explained that without a publisher or fresh funding, guys, there simply wasn't enough financial stability to continue. He mentioned on LinkedIn that he was still...
Bless your heart, Greg.
He was still trying to find new investors. And he just said, it really only takes one. But unfortunately, Greg, when you're developing an MMO, one usually translates to millions of dollars and several miracles. And to make matters even worse, guys, the closure wasn't due to any failure in leadership or creative meltdown. It was pure economics. In a year when even Amazon and Microsoft have been slashing jobs and cancelling projects, an indie MMO was always going to be fighting uphill with a freaking wooden sword. And the tragedy of it, Ghost didn't even make it to alpha. A game designed to connect players never got to connect with anyone. And as the studio prepares to close, Greg Street's focus has shifted from building a fantasy world to helping his team find new jobs. Bless your heart, man. That's what makes the story sting a little extra. There is no villain here. No evil CEO cashing out early, no broken promises. Just a passionate group of developers who gave it everything, only to watch the funding timer hit 0. Could Ghost have been saved? Maybe. But it would have required either divine intervention or a publisher willing to burn money for years. Street mentioned there is still a slim chance an investor might step in, but the reality is, well, it's grim, guys. Once a studio announces closure, potential backers tend to vanish faster than a freaking healer in PvP. Some have suggested crowdfunding, but even that's a double-edged sword. MMOs need consistent, large-scale funding, not one-time donations. Crowdfunding might have raised awareness, sure, but it wouldn't fix the underlying problem. MMOs are money vacuums disguised as dreams. As for the team, Street has made it clear that their well-being comes first. He's trying to help employees transition to other studios or possibly rebuild under a fantastic Pixel Castle 2.0 if the right conditions appear. It's equal parts hopeful and heartbreaking, like watching someone talk about getting back together after a breakup when you both know it's over. But guys, there is one silver lining. This closure sparked genuine love from the community. Fans, developers, and even investors from other projects have reached out with support. It's a reminder that despite how brutal the industry can be, it's still filled with people who actually care. In the end of it all, Ghost was never about just another fantasy world. It was about the dream of bringing MMOs back to their roots. Community, immersion, and storytelling. And while it never got the chance to prove itself, the vision behind it deserves freaking respect. Greg Street, he did not fail. He dared. In an era where most developers are chasing microtransactions, he tried to build something meaningful. Something that wasn't just another live service freaking treadmill. And even though Fantastic Pixel Castle is gone, that spirit, that belief that MMOs can still be magical hasn't died. If anything, Ghost will continue to linger like a ghost. A reminder of what it could have been. And maybe someday, some of those developers will rebuild it in a new form. Because, my dear gamers and gamerettes, if there is one thing MMOs have taught us, it's that worlds don't truly die.
They respawn.
What do you guys think? Is there a brave and daring investor willing to take a chance to revive this beautiful dream, or is it truly the end of Fantastic Pixel Castle and Ghost? Drop your thoughts down below. Guys, I have nothing to say, I have nothing funny to say because I find it really hard to laugh during these times. I am a true lover of MMOs, and it really breaks my heart to talk about MMOs that have either fell into the digital afterlife or on their way. So forgive my unusual, non-sarcastic and funny take on this one. Hopefully the next one will be funny though, and hopefully Microsoft or someone will, trip.
And I will be there to execute them.
And guys, thank you once again for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content in the future. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.